Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. You know, they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Some would probably say it's in the eye of the beer holder, but that's another story. We know that beauty is more than skin deep, and today we're going to talk about investing in ourselves, the importance of investing in ourselves. So many times over the years we forget to continue to make that investment, and really we lose the ability to feel comfortable in our own skin. And in my opinion, I think it's really part of the recipe is feeling good about ourselves. And I'm going to introduce you to, today on the show, Dr. Bruce Miller, very successful doctor, inventor, along with very successful entrepreneur, Tara Fuller. And they've come up with what I believe is a revolutionary product that can help millions of people get that it back, get that self-esteem back, and feel comfortable. Stick around. This is one you're going to want to see. Believe me. Don't go nowhere.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Thank you. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Tom Schneider, our favorite co-host on the show. Tom, last time we were wrapping on the, I guess on the last episode, you had just gotten back from Africa. Right. And got to take the family, take Ellie over on safari. How's the family this week? Doing okay?
Oh, doing well. I mean, back off of Kenya time. So everybody's sleeping, bowels are good.
Oh, great. Thank you for sharing that.
That's across the board. Yeah. Yeah, doing very well. Thanks.
Right on. You know, what I noticed when I went to Africa was the food was so different. We were actually, am I right? We were eating this, I don't remember what they called it, but it was like a porridge almost. Looked kind of like grits or something. Oh,
gachanta. Gachanta.
I'm not sure that was it.
I made it up.
It was like they had like a meat stew, and then you take this porridge and you just grab the meat stew and you eat it like out of your hands, and the person I was traveling with absolutely hated it. It was actually pretty good, but you know, you're eating soup almost with your hands, but it's a custom over there. I was in. Did you try many of the local foods over there?
No, I did not. No, I tried to stick with as base a layer of food as I could.
Well, and I know the food in Kenya is quite a bit different from,
it's huge.
Say, Zimbabwe or South Africa, because they have the British influence over South Africa.
We spent a day in a Maasai village where they eat blood and meat. That's it.
That's it.
It's the Atkins diet supreme. And they were all rails. They were all thin as can be. It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, Tom. I'm excited about the show tonight. We're actually going to. I really want your opinion on some of these. I'm going to be interviewing very successful doctor, entrepreneur that have come out with an amazing product. And stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to show you something that I believe is could be the next thing in the world of health and beauty, and much more. Don't go anywhere.
Great.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Thank you, thank you. I'm here with Dr. Bruce Miller, and I know, Doc, that you actually have not only been have run a very successful practice, but you are also an inventor and also entrepreneur. Tara Fuller, Tara, we're going to get to you in a minute. That's too much. I didn't have time. I couldn't put it all on my desk about what you do, so we're going to get to that. But Doc, you know, I know that you did, at one time you created, in my mind, probably one of the most unique and ground-breaking creams on the planet. And what you invented, it was almost kind of by accident, right? You actually, it started out, you were not only the inventor of it, but you became probably the #1 testimonial of your own product. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Be glad to. Actually, the medical term is HSV-1, better known as cold sore in layman's terms. And during my practice time, I suffered from cold sores, and being a chiropractor, even though I had an alternative office, medical doctors working with chiropractors and acupuncturists for the benefit of the patient, which was fantastic. But I did come up with a formulation that was amazing for cold sores, and finally got hooked in with a scientist, and he and I together patented a product, and we're extremely successful in selling it to a pharmaceutical company. And the way it worked was pretty simple. Two ingredients came together and were reacting differently than we had actually known and that the scientists had known. And it formed a compound. When these two chemicals came together, it formed a compound that became a transdermal, went through the skin, and actually killed the virus that was sitting on top of a nerve ending. And it's called replication. The virus comes from the neck and it goes around to somewhere in the lip, mouth area, and you usually get the lesion in the same place every time. And it worked phenomenally. And after about 10 years of research, millions of dollars to find out actually what I had discovered, because I didn't know. It was like a fluke. You know?
So many great things you're planning for this thing, and all of a sudden, whoops, here's a hidden gem. We didn't even think about this application.
Exactly. And then afterwards, I kept getting anecdotal studies from people out who were using the product about how great it was on burns. And at that particular point in time, I had retired, gone to Costa Rica, and was really not too interested in the business world.
Yeah. I've kind of done my thing. I successfully did what I was set out to do. Now you're hearing all these testimonials of like, wait a minute, there's another application. I'm not sure what for.
Right. That's absolutely correct. And so I got back with my partner and I said, you know, maybe we should patent a burn cream. And we did, and we were successful in doing it. And after I had the patent and really didn't do anything with it until I was burnt. And that happened 2 years after I got the patent. I was severely burned from my forehead to my waist. My jacuzzi had blown up, hot steam, boiling water hit me all at one time. I backed out from underneath the jacuzzi and pulled my jacket off or my shirt off, and the skin was just falling off me. And of course the pain was unbelievable, and had some burn cream. I'd never used it before.
How deep were the burns? How severe was it?
They were first, second, third degree burn. It went all the way to the 3rd degree in my neck, my chest, and my abdomen, which it had just got out of the 2nd degree into the 3rd degree. It, of course, wasn't down to the bone.
But to the flesh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I went down, I got my own medication, I put it on. I was amazed how good I felt as fast as I did. And then my accountant was there, and he said, "Doc, you got to go to the hospital." I said, "I know." So ended up in a very, very good hospital in San Jose, Costa Rica. And the plastic surgeon came in, he looked at me, he said, "Okay." So they put me on the normal medical process and medication for that night. The next day he rechecked me. It was really interesting because my arms felt the worst, and so I soaked my medication all over my arms. He wrapped my arms when I went into the emergency room, and the next morning he comes in with his nurse, and they unwrapped this arm first, and it was normal, absolutely normal. He turned to his nurse and he said, "Why did I wrap that arm?" She said, "I don't know, you saw it last night, I'll bet it was." And did the same thing to this arm, and you couldn't tell I was burned in my 2 arms, and that was kind of puzzling to me. I said, "This stuff really works." Oh. So I went on. I had to go to the operating room 2 times. They scraped my chest and scraped my abdomen and my neck area because the skin, of course, was dying and everything. When I got out of the hospital, I went back to my medicine. 15 days later, and this is all documented, 15 days later, I went back to the plastic surgeon to get scheduled for skin grafts. And when I knew he was going to react pretty funny. When he looked at me, he turned white as a sheet. He said, "What did you use?" I said, "Well, when I got out of the hospital, I went back to my medication and put yours aside." And he said, "I've run burn units before. I've never, ever seen anything like this in my life." Wow. So I'm still laying on the beach, and
boom, you're back in the business. Now, how can you not be, right?
But my son calls me. He says, "Dad, I don't want to inherit your patents. I want to work them with you." And he said, "The world really needs this product." Yeah. And so I left Costa Rica. I'm back to the United States now. We're putting the whole thing together, and it's a very exciting time for me.
Well, and I'll tell you, I went to school with a person that was very badly burned, and it really just destroys your whole life. He had to do the skin grafts and everything, and it not only affected, most people got to, "Hey, that's Eric, no problem," but really internally, it really affected him probably more than anybody, because he didn't feel comfortable in his own skin anymore. He didn't feel, his self-image really suffered. And if something like this would have been around, I mean, it would have done a world of good. And I really, we're going to take a short break, but I want to hear more about what you're doing now. And I want to talk to Tara here and really find out why she decided to get involved. She had so many big opportunities. We're going to tell a little bit about what she's been doing, her background, and why she decided to jump on board with what you're doing. More when we come back. Don't go nowhere.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm here with Dr. Bruce Miller. We've been talking about your accident. You invented this cream. Really, I guess we can say the cold sores is actually a form of herpes, is it not?
That is correct.
Because that's a really tough thing to kill. And you invented this amazing cream, but you didn't know that it had this other application. People were writing in and saying, hey, guess what? It also works on burns. And then all of a sudden you have this personal experience where you're very badly burned. And you know, I gotta say, by looking at you, and I've done the up close and personal thing already, I can't tell where you've been burned. I mean, 2nd and 3rd degree burns, that is really a severe thing. I know they were scheduling you for skin grafts and all that. And you know, honestly, yesterday we spent a little time out by the pool. I couldn't really see any evidence that you had ever been burned, and I know that's one of the reasons you were so adamant about documenting everything, is because it's just, it seems almost like a miracle. Is that right?
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. They can't believe that. They see the before and after pictures of me, and everybody says, oh, that's photoshopped. No, we have it documented by the plastic surgeon. It's not photoshopped. It's for real.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you know, you've hit, I know your background. You had a very successful practice. You successfully accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. You've kind of done home run after home run. And tell me, what's next? What do you, I know you're kind of working on something big here. What else can we expect from you, Doc?
Well, the application of being able to go in and regenerate the skin as well as it did on me, I took it to another level. I said, well, what about rejuvenation creams that people are using? Is this going, can I formulate this a little differently, take the active ingredient out that actually lets it become a medicine or makes it a medicine, and let it be a cosmetic? Of course, cosmetics can't have any controlled substances in them. So I did that. And it's just, we're able to still keep the transdermal approach. When you put it on, it still goes through the skin just like it did when the two substances wrapped together. So it's really exciting, and I'm working with a group of people right now to really get this formulation down, and we think we've really got the best now.
Yeah. Well, so really we're talking more about, instead of a very specific market like people with burns, you're really now opening up to anybody that really wants to better their appearance, have the best skin possible. Now we're targeting a broad market.
That is correct, yes.
And you know, Tom, I know that you have a history with
bad skin.
Thank you very much. Can you please give him some cream? No, I know that you have several. You've done several residencies, and one thing was a facial surgeon.
Facial plastics.
Facial plastics. And what's your take on all this? I mean, could it be, if what we're hearing is the real thing, and I mean, how game change could this be for the field?
Well, it's huge. You know, that's what all the cosmetic companies are looking for. They all have a variation of it right now. And for me, it would be a tremendous boon to my patients, and part of a total wellness picture. So enhancing one's face, also including nutrition and an exercise program, putting that all together in one big package, I think it'd be wonderful.
Yeah, and I know I'm sure over the history of all of the patients you've worked on, you've seen some really pretty ugly stuff. And how do you think that really affects people, not just physically, but emotionally? I mean, what kind of damage would you say it does when people feel like they don't look, they're not, would they kind of say, hey, I'm not worthy, maybe low self-image, I don't want to go out in public? Do you find people withdraw when they have these?
The whole personality changes. I think that's the biggest aspect of anything that's cosmetic, particularly facial, but it can be dermal on the hands or anywhere. People are extraordinarily insecure about it, and it doesn't matter what it's from, even heroic disfigurement. I had a VA patient who had lost 3 fingers in the Korean War, but sat with his hand like this. And yet, for me, it was a badge of honor. It does show you, though, that cosmetic deformity in any shape makes us feel insecure, inferior. So it's a huge boon to try and overcome that.
Yeah, and we're talking now about making this, broadening it up to where now people that just want to look younger, people that want to have just the best skin they can have. I know that you also are one of the leading authorities on bioidentical hormones, which kind of attacks, anti-aging from the inside out. But now we have this amazing breakthrough where you actually can kind of work on from the outside in as well. Yeah. So now, Tara, I want to spend a few minutes with you. I know that, what are you not doing right now? I know you're a very successful entrepreneur. You have a very heavy health and fitness background. You certified trainer, certified ski instructor. You do all of these things. You just got off of a bike ride. What was it?
104.
Don't take the 4.
Don't take the 4.
104 miles. I can't imagine what that would be like. Of course, you have a really big career and background in television. Actually, as a reporter for several major networks. And so I got to admit, I was a little bit intimidated coming here tonight. I was thinking, like, this is a real pro. I'm just playing around and no one knows it. They think I'm really good at this, and I haven't been, exposed yet. So feel free at any moment to take over.
Maybe not major, a little smaller than national.
Okay,
but
well, take over at any time if I mess it up too bad, would you? And save me. But now, I know originally you had gotten over with Doc because you were looking at this from a very objective standpoint. You were saying, as a reporter, let me go check this out. I mean, I'm hearing that this could potentially affect millions of people. It's really groundbreaking. But entrepreneurs, especially with their own product, they're biased. They're always going to say, mine's number one. It's the best. It's the most amazing. And so you went in very objectively to say, what's the real story? And I know we're going to break real quick, but just give us a brief thing of your findings. What did you find out?
Well, you're right. And for a journalist background, as much as I enjoyed my interview with Dr. Miller, it is his product. He invented it. Wasn't real sure. But, this product, Numora, first of all, it's a skincare line that is unlike anything else on the market today, not just in the United States, but globally. And it's different because that technology allows Numora skincare products to penetrate beneath the skin layers, not just on the surface. And it didn't just come about yesterday. You heard Dr. Miller talk. We're talking about a technology that's patent that has been in the works for over 20 years.
And millions of dollars.
Yeah, significantly financial investment, as well as years of scientific research. So this just didn't fall. And really, as you heard, it by fluke, really. It was a fluke. And it's a fantastic product, and every man and woman at all stages should have this product in there.
Well, and we spoke also that you were, you've worked on TV for many years, and you kind of were with one station. You just finished a contract, and you were about to go do something else, and maybe go with another station. And when this came along, I mean, you felt obviously it was important enough to say, wait a minute, I got to explore my options here. This is a big thing. I really believe in this, and kind of even decided I'm going to join the team. Because we really believe it's that kind of opportunity. Is that right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yes. It was a friend who is vested in Numora, and he knows the stresses that I was under, and I am a little older than most, or starting out in their industry, the markets I was in, and it's stressful. It's hard on your skin, or your looks are just, it's part of your job.
Well, yeah, especially TV. I mean, they just gave up on me, but really, obviously you look like, And on this show, we usually take a second to try to make one business point a day, try to make one success principle each episode. And what I was thinking when we were covering this was, again, investing in yourself. I've always been taught in the financial arena that for every dollar that we make, we want to put a dime back into ourselves. 10% of what we make should be going right back into this investment. And there's so many times over the years we forget to keep doing that. We make the investment in our children, our homes, our other things, but we stop investing in ourselves. And I think that it's very easy the older that we get to kind of rationalize like what we were talking about and say, I had those 10, 15 years, I was the bomb. You know, at that time I ruled, but now, okay, I got some wrinkles. It's not what it used to be, and almost accepting that's what it is, and you know, it's now I'll live my life for my children. And with products like this, not only people that have had accidents or other things, I know you've helped, but now we're talking about people, there is something that's very affordable, that is available, that people could take advantage of and say, you know what, I still can do it. I can still get back to where I was. And I think it's important that if there is something available, we should probably do it. You know, I know with being into facial reconstruction and plastics, I know, Tom, there's always been a debate about, you know, plastic surgery. And there's a lot of controversy sometimes of what people think about it. And we might say, well, I would never get plastic surgery, and people shouldn't get plastic surgery. But I think it's really a personal choice of saying, you know what, if somebody really feels, you know, like they have a low self-image and they need to take an action that's going to help them feel better about themselves, I think by all means we need to do it. Absolutely. Yeah, and really, if you think about your self-image, I really believe that self-worth equals net worth. You know what I'm saying? If we have a very low self-image, we see ourselves in that a very low way, guess what else is low? Net worth a lot of times. And so it's really not possible to be successful and suffer from a low self-esteem. But if we can raise our net worth, if there's products available now that where we don't have to go the plastic surgery route.
Not everybody can afford plastic surgery.
That's right. So with this, it's so available now. If there's something we can do that's going to help us raise that self-esteem, then also not only will we have greater financial success, but higher relationship value, lots of things will be you know, elevated in our lives. So guys, Dr. Bruce, we really appreciate you coming by. Tara, thank you so much. We know you're a busy gal. You're kind of jet-setting all around the country. We appreciate you coming and stopping by with us. Thank you very much, guys. That's our show. We want to give a shout out to Carib for the great location they provide. Amazing. Check out the Carib Resorts. If you didn't know, again, Alabama has the most beautiful beaches you've ever seen. And guys, listen, again, the website one more time, Tara, where they can find us.
NumuraSkincare.com.
NumuraSkincare.com. And don't forget to get involved in your local communities and be forgiving of others. Thank you. Good night, everybody.